surprise. Today was a big surprise, huh? Boy, humdinger, did they step in a big old pile of poopy-doo. We have to talk about Xbox Game Pass and the plans that they have for it and the plans they have for your wallet. First, we are going to go over to Twitter and kind of show what the first step was. It was Wario putting this out, taking the blog post and putting it on Twitter, which lit the world on fire today. Microsoft confirms changes to Game Pass, now called Essential, Premium, and Ultimate tiers. And then he just skips straight to the point. Ultimate priced at $29.99 a month. We're gonna call it $30. Forgive me the penny, but we're gonna do that. Let's go back to the blog post and just talk about it a little bit. You've probably seen other people talking about it, but I wanna go through this on my own and provide some introspection on what it means for your wallet and also compare it to some of the other things that are going on. Try to break it down a little bit. In this blog post, they say repeatedly that they are, where is the line? I just love it because it used to be true until about 12 hours ago. It's all a part of our commitment to meet players where they are so you can choose what works best for you, no matter how or where you love to play. Again, up till about 12 hours ago, I was all over this and being like, yeah, Xbox Game Pass is the best deal in gaming. It was. It is not any longer. Here we go. Their goal with Game Pass has been clear: deliver unmatched value, benefits, and a deep library of game for our players. Still true. Since launching in 2017, we've steadily grown our subscriber and creator satisfaction, and today, creator participation and player engagement in Game Pass are at an all-time high. Yes, if you remember, at Tokyo Game Show, Sarah Bond, just a handful of days ago, was talking about how Xbox Game Pass is the most profitable it has ever been. It had loads of revenue. They were super happy with it and how it was competing. They literally said that like a handful of days ago. It's crazy. And then clearly this has been in the works. My first question to you is, why would you say that in public when you know that this is on the horizon? And clearly this has been on the horizon for a while, because they have a full video made with this poor girl who's up there giving this news, which is not good news to anybody. Just up there, you know, taking one for the team, telling you about how this new tier system is going to work. They have this blog post, they have the graphic. They have obviously done some deals with Ubisoft and Epic that we'll get into to create these tiers. So this has been a long time coming. And if you remember, just yesterday or the day before, there was all of a sudden this just weird little thing that had come out that said, yep, you can no longer redeem your Microsoft Rewards points on auto redeem for Game Pass. I was like, that's weird. And I feel like that's a precursor for something. Why would they do that? Well, now we know. Let's get back to the blog post. We know not everyone wants the same thing in their Xbox experience, so we're evolving Game Pass to offer, this is a lie, more flexibility, choice, and value to all players, whether you love day one releases, discover hidden gems, or are playing across multiple devices and screens and across Xbox consoles, PC, and cloud. The lie, in my opinion, is that they are creating more flexibility and choice. No, you're not. Not at all. Starting today, we've got 3 upgraded plans, blah, blah, blah. They have unbelievable games, which they do. They have great games. Believe it or not, we are now in the timeline where Xbox has great games, and lots of them. They have unparalleled access. Probably still true. Unbeatable benefits. Nope, not at all. So they have 3 tiers. Essential, which was Core before. It is $10 a month. And it was $10 a month, I think, with Core before. It's playable on PC, console, and cloud. So the benefits that they're touting are unlimited cloud gaming, in-game benefits, including for Riot games. I don't know about you guys, but the Riot game thing never really did anything for me, but great if it is for you. on the online console multiplayer. So essentially, you know, we're not doing Xbox Live anymore, which was $60 a year. Now you've got to spend $120 a year for Xbox Live. Remember 2 years ago in January when they were like, oh, Xbox Live is going from $60 to $120, and there was mass mutiny in the community, and almost immediately they were like, well, our bad. We didn't realize it was going to be that big of a deal. It's going back down to 60. Well, now they're back to 120. It's just more carefully and cleverly shown and worded for you. And then all of these tiers have this last line that says play and earn up to X amount of dollars a year in the store with rewards. We'll get into that in a little bit. The premium tier is $15 a month. It's now playable on PC, console, and cloud. They say there's 200 games or more. This new Xbox published games within a year of launch, and there's a little asterisk there. So you're not going to have your day and date in this tier. It could be anywhere from, let's say, 3 months to a year before you'll see some of those major titles that Xbox has being released into this tier. The asterisk is very important. The asterisk means that I don't care if it's been 10 years, you are not getting Call of Duty. Call of Duty is sacred and shall only be saved for the ultimate tier. No Call of Duty for you unless you buy it. The in-game benefits, the Riot Game thing, I don't even know what other things beyond Riot Games are the in-game benefits. Unlimited cloud gaming with shorter wait times. This is something else we'll talk about in a second. Online console multiplayer. And then again, that rewards thing. The cloud gaming in the essential tier says unlimited cloud gaming. It doesn't tell you at what speed, but you'll get unlimited usage of it if you can get in. The premium tier is unlimited cloud gaming with shorter wait times, which means, well, you know, instead of being on the Temu plan, right, you'll be on the Aldi plan, if you have Aldi's, you know, or let's say Walmart. And then we've got, in the ultimate tier, we've got unlimited cloud gaming at our best quality with the shortest wait times. One of the things that they talk about in the Xbox Wire post is that cloud gaming is officially coming out of beta. Love that. But when it's coming out of beta, it is also going to throttle you unless you are willing to pay the $30 a month. With this unlimited cloud gaming at the best quality, I think it's up to 1440p that you do get with this. And then I guess you get to the front of the line. So in this instance, instead of Walmart, Aldi, or Temu, you are getting the, I don't know, it's a fancy store, Nordstrom. Do you have Nordstrom? If you have Nordstrom, you know what I mean. The Tiffany's, right, of the 3 plans. It's basically it's kind of like your cell phone, right? Pay for the quality that you get, so be it. Now in the ultimate plan, the other things that are there are, of course, it's playable on all 3 of those platforms. You get a minimum of 75, if not more, day one games a year. So that'll be all of the Xbox Studios games and then all the other third-party deals that they're able to broker with committing to at least 75. One of those will be Call of Duty because you will have Call of Duty here. The other things that you get are in those mysterious in-game benefits. You get the console multiplayer online, and then the store rewards are a little bit higher. And then the 2 things that they are adding to really try to make this thing look super palatable. They are adding Ubisoft Plus Classics. Now this would be a lower tier on the Ubisoft Plus service. It's $8 a month currently, and that gives you the older games like Assassin's Creed Black Flag or Ghost Recon. My argument in counterpoint to it being included here is that, again, it's a rental service, which is fine. I use Game Pass. I have no issue with rental services, but for the $8 times 12 is $96 a year. You could probably buy almost all of the games that you're interested in for that or less outright. The Ubisoft Plus Classics catalog has a lot of games that you can consistently find on sale for $3, $8, $15, and you can only play so many games a year, right? So I do not, while I really, really like Ubisoft games, to be absolutely upfront, I love Ubisoft games. I still don't feel like this is a good valuation because I know that I can buy those games much cheaper when I want to play them. And then I own them. And then EA Play included. EA Play was always included in Xbox Ultimate. This is not a gotcha. This is something that we've always had. So there's no way for you to say, well, that is an increased benefit to me because I already had it. And then the one that particularly irritates me the most is this Fortnite crew thing. I don't give two F words about Fortnite. I don't play it. I never want to play it. I have no interest in it. And if I did play it, I don't know that I would ever pay the $12 a month for this Fortnite crew thing, which gives you some V-Bucks and I think maybe some skins or something like that. I love it for you if you play Fortnite. That's not the conversation that we're having. It's just the fact that Fortnite is a particular game and I feel like there's a particular audience for Fortnite, and it's probably not you, the consumer, who is subscribing to Game Pass for a multitude of games. And even if you do play Fortnite, you're probably not paying the $12 a month for yourself because you are a subscriber to Game Pass because you like a variety of games. You might play Fortnite casually. You probably don't pay the monthly fee for that. So I have a huge problem with this. Nothing about what you say in this graphic tells me that I am getting more. I am getting more pain in my wallet, pain in my butt thinking about this. Or I guess maybe I'm just getting more in my wallet because the next step is to cancel. So let's go back to the blog post for a second and see what else they say about this, just to hit on anything that I missed. They're calling it their most expansive upgrade yet. And no, it's not, because if we go back up to the top where they talk about being more flexible and having more choice, you have literally cut me out of all of these tiers because in all honesty, I want the 75 plus day one games a year. I like the EA Play. I don't need it. I like it. Obviously, the online console multiplayer, if you play on console, is very important and it's in every tier. But I want those things. And in no way do I want to pay for some funky Fortnite crew thing. Like, I don't want it. And your flexibility is now void because then I can't go down to the premium tier because then I'm not getting the day one games. I might wait a year to play Avowed, or I might wait a year to play Indiana Jones. And that's not what I want to do. I want to play it when it comes out. That's why I subscribe to you. And I don't want to play Fortnite. How is that flexible? Please tell me how that's flexible. Let's go on. Then they talk about, sort of giving you some hints at your suggestions about what types of games are in which level of the service. And then we've got these major additions where they talk about Fortnite Crew, $12 a month, which will be included in Ultimate, which has a battle pass, V-Bucks, and more. Don't care. Do not care. And then they talk about this is just the beginning of Xbox and Epic working together towards an open gaming ecosystem where friends can create and play together anywhere across devices. I love the fact that they're working with Epic to make everything more open, to doing collaborations and partnerships. I love that. But don't make me pay for Fortnite when I don't want to play Fortnite. I don't get how this is like such a hard concept for them to understand that Fortnite is a niche. Odds are the people that play a lot of Fortnite would never want to subscribe to Game Pass because they just don't play as much variety, especially for the dollar valuation. And then we get into the rewards system, and this is also a problem. I know a lot of people who are on a very tight budget who need to be very frugal with their money. And one of the things that they do is they game a lot. They game a lot and they use all of the rewards to pay on auto redeem for their monthly Ultimate. I know a few people who are on extremely tight budgets and can't afford Ultimate otherwise, and they spend 2-3 hours a day going through every possible thing that they can do through Bing and through the Microsoft Rewards online, as well as on the console, to make sure that they squeeze every drop they can out of that rewards program just to be able to afford Game Pass, because they can't afford to buy all the games and they can't really afford that much of the Ultimate pricing, but they're able to do it with rewards. Well, that's gone. That's not going to happen for them anymore. On Essential, you're only able to earn up to $25 a year in the store with rewards. So the way the rewards kind of work now is that there are certain challenges that you can complete daily, weekly, monthly that will earn you rewards. For the last few months, they've had one that if you play 4 different games in Game Pass within the month, you get 50 points. And if you play 8 games during the month, you get 350 points on top of that. And then they have logging into the app on your phone is 5 points. And then that adds up each day for like 5 days. You get like 5, 10, 25. It just goes up. And then it resets at the beginning of the week. They have points for playing games on your console for 15 minutes. They have points for playing games on your PC that you can also redeem for 15 minutes. So there's really a lot of different ways. They have Bing searches on your PC, all kinds of stuff. Right now, what they're saying is if you only have the Essential, you can only earn $25 with those rewards. So at $10 a month, that's only 2.5 months of Game Pass that you can cover for the Essential with your rewards. For the Premium, $50 a year is your max. So now when you take $15 a month, that's just a little over 3 months that you can cover with your points. And at Ultimate, it's the same thing. It's $30 a month, $100 a year max. So it's like 30, it's like 3 1/3 of a month, right? Terrible return on investment for that. Capping that, I used to save my points and get a $100 gift card and I would buy a game or buy a controller with it, something like that. No more. I mean, $100 max in a year, and I could usually do $200 in gift cards a year for my rewards journey, you could call it, and that's gone. It's gone. I really, really feel for the people who are being extremely budget conscious in multiple ways, right? Just for the fact that A, these prices are going up, and then B, they are literally taking away a mechanism they put in place and had created for you to be able to take those points and turn them into something to be able to pay for your hobby when they had the most profitable year in Game Pass literally last year. So then they have a list of all of these games. Who really cares? And then they've got this like how you can earn your rewards points and claim, and it doesn't really matter because you'll earn more than you could ever turn in the year. So it's silly. Looking at Twitter, one of the other things that made me laugh was Brad Sams went in this morning, and Brad Sams is great. He said, this is an Xbox, and he put Bank of America because you're going to be broke buying this Game Pass. This was good. I thought this was good. A lot of the people in the comments were having a good chuckle with it. Paris Lily, spot on. $30 per month defeats the appeal for Game Pass, which was always day and date release. At that price, most cannot afford the service. And even if you can, are you playing enough games to make it worth it? Great point. Some will downgrade to a lower tier, but many more will cancel the service and be selective on their gaming purchases at $70 plus for AAA games. Absolutely true. I think more people will cancel than they will downgrade, because the whole point of even paying for a service like this is that you want to have the day and date games. I mean, everybody on console is mostly going to be forced to have at least one of these, so they're probably going to go down to that Essential just to be able to play online. But he's absolutely right. Like, most people are not going to want to pay for any of these. You're just paying for the Essential because you have to. And don't forget, Microsoft is one of the first, right after Nintendo, we're like, hey, $80 games over here. We've got $80 games. We're doing it. It's $80. Get ready. One of the other things I wanted to just do a quick comparison. Remember, we've got $10 on our base tier, we've got $15 in our medium, and we've got $30 on our ultimate, right? The Mega Daddy is $30 a month. This is all in. Let's look at YouTube. YouTube Premium. Here's my reward points. It's funny. YouTube Premium. What are the prices for YouTube Premium right now? Student plan is $8 a month. Individual plan is $14 a month. No ads. Download all you want. You get YouTube Music with no ads. You get all of the quality of YouTube Music. YouTube Music is great. By the way, you should cancel your Spotify and get YouTube Music because it's included anyway. It's fantastic. And then the family plan is $30. The family plan is $30 for YouTube. I don't know about your home, but me, I watch YouTube probably more than anything else on TV that's not gaming. I watch a lot of YouTube. And this just went up not that long ago, but $14 is still a heck of a deal for as much as I watch YouTube. Family plan, $30 a month. I have seen some people talking about how this price jump for Game Pass Ultimate would maybe be worth it if you were able to add a few dollars more, or, you know, if it was like $45, but it included your family and your kids, etc. I could see people wanting to stay for that price, right? Because then you could have your kids on it in their own account, etc. And it wouldn't be paying $30 for both of you. That's crazy, right? But I don't see Xbox doing this family plan thing. They did the trial run and then they concluded it. Didn't seem like they really were interested in making this a full-time gig. So I wouldn't expect Xbox to have this family plan be rolling out anytime soon. And this would have been a great time to do it, because then it would have distracted or alleviated a little bit of the great frustration that's going on right now. YouTube, $13.99 a month. Let's talk about HBO Max. HBO Max is another very popular service, I think. Here's what we get with HBO Max. The basic with ads is only $10 a month. And huge point right here, 16% savings if you buy a year in advance. Why in the ding dang doodly dee has Xbox never offered for you to be able to buy Game Pass Ultimate for a year in advance? I myself would have gladly rather just bought the year in advance, even with no discount, than to have to pay a monthly fee for a subscription service. We have too many subscription services. Let me buy it a year in advance. Standard. So this basic $9.99 a month, same as essential, right? And also one thing I would just point out too, I really think, and I've seen some rumblings from some other content creators as well, I think ads is coming to essential. I really think ads are coming to essential. I would also not be surprised to see limited ads on premium, but for sure, I think Xbox will inevitably get ads on these lower priced tiers. And when you think about subscription-based modeling in gaming, it's following the same trend as what we saw with watch content, right? Like the Netflixes and the Disneys and all of those, right? So they started with one tier, and then they started adding a little bit of ads and then a little more ads, right? And so now they've got these like multiple tiers. Even Amazon now is like, well, if you have premium, that's great, but you got to pay us an extra $3 a month if you don't want ads on top of your yearly. So don't be surprised when you see ads start coming to Game Pass. I don't want them to be, but I highly suspect they will be. Back to HBO. We've got the standard plan, which is the same as that premium tier, $16 a month, $170 a year, cheaper than Game Pass. Premium. The premium edition for HBO Max is $21 a month at $210 a year with the savings. Still, it's $10, it's $9 cheaper than your Game Pass. Finally, the most, it's probably still the most expensive, although I think Disney has probably taken a run for it, but Netflix is very universal. Almost everybody uses Netflix. The first, the OG, $7.99 a month for standard with ads. That's cheaper than core or essential. We're calling it essential now, right? With ads. Standard, $17.99 a month. No ads. But then, you know, we've got this list of things that it doesn't necessarily provide. You don't get 4K. You do get some there's different tiers. You know, same thing, right? With Xbox, you get different things for different tiers. But $17.99 a month. And here's another thing. You can add a member onto one of these two options for $6.99 a month with ads or $8.99 a month with ads. So they're offering for you to have another person on your account with their own, whatever, that they can have their own list, their own wish list, their own watch list, all those things, right? For a very reasonable price because they're within your home, your family member, etc. Premium for Netflix with all the bells and whistles is $24.99 a month. That is $5 cheaper than Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. And you can still add people on for those same prices. So why I'm comparing this to these streaming services is, think about it. At your home, you probably do more than just game. You probably watch TV. You probably don't have cable, maybe you do. but you probably have at least 2 to 15. I mean, there's plenty of these subscription services. So whether it's these 3, whether it's Crunchyroll, whether it's, you know, any of the others, right? You pay for the streaming services for watchable or viewable content. Now, if you have somebody in your home that does not game, you're definitely paying for these. If your budget gets tight because Xbox Game Pass goes up $10 a month, I doubt that you are going to cut your watchable content services before you cut your Game Pass. Maybe you will, but if you only have one of each, probably the Xbox Game Pass is going to be cut first. And you know why? Here's the other thing. The reason this is such a big deal is because Netflix has, let's use Stranger Things or Squid Games, right? Or HBO has Curb Your Enthusiasm, which is like my favorite show of all time. All of these have content that is exclusive to that platform. You cannot watch Stranger Things literally anywhere else except on Netflix. You can't. And Xbox is not providing that with Game Pass Ultimate or any of these, right? There is no content that is locked solely to the subscription service that you can get nowhere else. Everything you can buy on a different platform now. They're full third party. You can buy any of their games anywhere. So why am I paying $30 a month to access content that I don't own, that I can just buy at some point? And you are giving me access to Fortnite V-Bucks, which I give 2 Fs about. Again, I will say it twice because I really mean it. And Ubisoft Plus content, which I can purchase for an extremely discounted rate on my own one time and not pay monthly for. There's nothing. There's no, you can't even compare the valuation of a Netflix at $25 a month for content that's locked behind a wall that you can't purchase versus Xbox Game Pass, which is $30 a month, gives you things you don't want, and you can just buy the content in there on your own. I don't know. It's a fortune cookie that I don't think anybody wants to crack open. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I said earlier, they have walked these back before in the past. I don't know that they're going to do that this time because they really put a lot of content into this marketing strategy. It looks full on committed. Like there's nothing in this that makes me think they're going to come back tomorrow and say, mea culpa. Sorry. We'll reevaluate this. I don't think it's happening. So I'm very, very sorry to those of you who just can't afford it, and I will not be paying the $30 a month. Fortunately, I have been paid up through, I don't know, sometime in 2027, so I am okay for a while, but once that runs out, who knows what it's going to cost in 2027. It's probably going to be $45 a month or something like that, because they've gone up like $17 in 14 months or something crazy like that. It's insane. On that note, I thought it would be funny to just, funny/sad, right? To just tell you a few things or show you a few messages that I got from some friends this morning when this was all popping off. My very good friend Spriggan113 at Dante J. Moody said, "Sorry, Xbox, but this is a bridge too far. For the first time ever since I've been subbed to Game Pass, I will be canceling my subscription after October. Not sure what reality you believe consumers are in, but $360 annually for Ultimate is not a value." Totally agree. And then I'm just gonna rattle off some of these messages that I got from all kinds of friends this morning. Just, not happy. I can't see me getting the next gen now, which means the next gen console. They're literally thinking about just bailing on Xbox altogether. One friend said, "Did you see the Game Pass price increase? F that. PC truly is the way. Sure, initial hardware is potentially more expensive depending on your choice, but everything, and I mean everything, is much cheaper after that." Totally true. It starts in November. Next month will be my last month of Ultimate. Canceling after that. LOL for all the times they managed to step on a rake. This is the first time I'm genuinely annoyed AF with them. It's too much. They lost me. I've been a diehard shill, but this is just too much even for me, LOL. I'll get Essential just so I have access to Live. This is insane. Only the $30 plan gets you day one now? If so, I'm out. Is your goal to force people to cancel? Because this is the way to go about it. And that's it. That's my thoughts. That's just off the cuff rambling about what's going on. And I instantly always think about other subscription services because we have a fair reason to compare them. Anyway, I'm just really sad about the state of Xbox. I have always been an Xbox main until about a year ago. I bought a PC. And I do not regret that decision. It just seems to be more and more the right decision for me. Anyway, I totally understand why people don't want PC, but in all honesty, when you start seeing things like this, it's just, gaming is becoming too much of an elitist hobby. It's too expensive. Something's got to give, and it's not going to be people's wallets. They just can't. We saw 9.4% inflation a couple years ago, and now it's back. It's at 2.4, but like that's 2.4 on top of the 9.4, on top of what was like 6% the year before that. I don't know about you, but my money did not go up like that from my job. So everything is just expensive. Everything is expensive. They come out and they say they produce record profits, and then they instantly say, but wait, we need more. And I don't know. I don't know what to think yet. I'm very sad for everyone that's an Xbox gamer. And that's all I've got. So thank you for listening to my perspective on what happened with this today. I would love to know your opinions, and don't get me wrong, I love Xbox, but this is just not quite the Xbox that we've known and loved for so long. Thank you for watching. Leave your comment, maybe sub. I like to do videos on gaming as far as like the games, not necessarily industry stuff, but this was just too important. So I do videos on games and then I live stream, and we, as of today, are in spooky month. So I will be doing live streams spooky. I will be doing co-op live streams of spooky games, which are always fun. And of course, then just more videos about gaming. So thanks, and I hope to see you soon.